Hey guys, this is Watchalewknat, and today we got the review on the Cyma CM035A AK-74U brought to you by Airsoft Station. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay guys, before we start the review, I got a shout out to do. This shout out's going to be for Practical to Tactical. As y'all probably know if you're subscribed to it, it is a channel ran by Ranger from RainbowOps.com, which is another pretty popular Airsoft YouTube channel. And he has pretty much just started up a new channel, basically going to be revolved around tactics, real steel, and Airsoft, and also a lot of PMC or private military contracting type videos, because he's about to go on a job where he's going to be a PMC, so we're probably going to get to see a little walkthrough on that, but also tactics. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool channel. Make sure to go check him out. Okay guys, starting with what you get with the CM035, you're going to have a couple little items here, pretty much standard things though. You're going to get a short unjamming cleaning rod, pretty much just long enough for this gun or MP5s. You're going to get your 600 round Bach Light style AK-74 magazine. You're going to get a terms and conditions paper. Never seen one of those before, really don't care. You're going to have your CM035 instruction manual, and that standard wall charger that you probably shouldn't use but once just for testing purposes, and after that get your nice universal charger. And just in case y'all wanted to see it, here's the box. You know, just your standard distributor UK arms. Overall though, packaging's okay. Let's move on to the gun though. Okay guys, starting off with my first impression of the CM035, I see nothing but good. Considering it comes with real wood handguards and a metal body, you get nothing but a nice feel at first. And of course, the first thing you can hear taking it out of the box is that rear sling point. But since I'm not much of a sling user, as of this current point, I just tape it right up and I don't hear it anymore. But besides that, really solid gun. I wouldn't mind taking this in any type of airsoft environment. Okay guys, starting with the stock of the AK-74U first. As you see, it is your standard skeleton style stock. The main feature of course is being the rear sling mount, as it makes a huge amount of noise unless you have it secured in some way. As you see here, I just use electrical tape. It is not distracting and it pretty much keeps it out of the way and of making any sound. The fact that the stock's hollow, it makes, it takes that much more weight off the gun, but it's still made of metal, and it actually has slight wobble for being a folding style type stock, so I really like that about it. But it just does have the standard butt stock in the back here. Okay guys, moving on to the pistol grip of the CM035. I see no difference between the D-Boys and the Cyma grips as far as quality and texture. All of the grips on the Cymas and the D-Boys do have that standard inseam going down the side of it, and on top of that they've got the standard stippling on the left and right sides of the pistol grip. Overall, I think it's a very effective pistol grip. It does its job, it feels good, you never have any wobble at all, so that's always a good thing to see. Moving on to the receiver, as you see we have the non-ambidextrous selector switch here, all the way at the top, just like any AK style airsoft gun, or real steel gun for that matter, is on safe. All the way down is on semi, and in the middle is full auto. And as you can tell, this selector switch is actually very stiff, and I find that to be a pro, because I like my selector switch to stay in place and I don't want it to go somewhere when I don't intend to go there. Moving on to the bolt, as you see, it is just your standard metal bolt. It doesn't have too much power going forward, as it tends to impede its movement because of the stick battery that sits inside of the top cover. I do suggest you to get a 9.6 battery after you buy this gun, as you will see the performance go up a lot. Even though the stock battery gets you right at about 11 rounds per second, as you'll see on the chrono and accuracy test I did before this video. But I always find better that these Cymas and these D-Boys are just worth getting that 9.6 D-Boy stick battery, or whatever brand you tend to buy. I'll tell you right off the back though, that your charging handle will probably not be able to move at all, so don't see that as some type of problem with the gun. Besides that, pulling the charging handle back does reveal the hop-up. It is your standard AK or version 3 style hop-up. It is just a piece. Having it all the way to the front of the gun towards your handguard has the hop-up off, and bringing it back towards your pistol grip turns the hop-up all the way on. Moving on to your rear sights, I know I've already talked about them a little bit. I like them a lot because they are elevated compared to your standard, and for some reason these D-Boy sights, as you can tell, there's two different modes, but they're both the same. There's literally no difference at all, so you don't have to worry about that. Flipping the gun over to the left side of the receiver, we see one of the main features. We see the scope mount. Scope mounts generally cost about $10 to $30 depending on what brand and what quality you get, and it just mounts here right on the side, and you get a rail right on the top. I'm not sure how they fit on this model, as I've never seen a shorter AK-74 that has these rear sights with the mount, but I'm pretty sure it would fit up there with no problem or with minor modification. Moving on to the magazine of the CM035, as you can tell, you get that standard AK wobble going left to right and just ever so slightly back up and back. But taking the mag out and taking a closer look at the mag itself, this is a 600 round Cyma style mag. You got a metal plate on the bottom, and everything else is pretty much plastic besides the screws. It is a really good mag though. I tend to prefer this color for any type of AK-74, so I'm glad that this is the real wood version and not say a black synthetic handguard version like the CM045. Preferably when I get a 74U, I just like it to have that wood handguard at the front because it really matches the Bakelite mag. You know, it matches up the right way it should. Of course, you're going to get your standard seams on your mag, but there's so many things you can do as far as, you know, modifications with this mag. You know, there's the different mags you can buy. I've seen people cut these mags down to make them short mags, and my favorite, you can actually stain these mags to give it a more realistic plum look or a more realistic Bakelite look. And then you can do the same with the wooden handguard in the front and make this a really authentic looking AK-74U. Okay, now moving on to one of my favorite parts of the AK-74U is the handguard. As you can tell, it is completely wood, and there is no wobble to this at all. There's just absolutely no wobble. The fact that this is wood, I don't care that it gets dirty, and really I wouldn't care if the receiver gets dirty because it just gives it a more rugged, more AK style look. And the more I look and the more I review this AK-74, it's starting to become my favorite variant of any AKs that don't have any modifications done to them externally. Moving forward from the wooden handguard, we have the securing pieces for the handguard right here. They are of really good quality. And matter of fact, all the metal on this Cyma is really good quality. Moving on to the front sight, I'm pretty sure it is adjustable. I know some of these are actually glued into place when they are shipped off, but I have yet to test this one. It looks like it is secured in place, but if this was a real AK, that would be an adjustable sight. Moving on to our 74U style flash hider, this is another thing I like over say your JG AKs. Usually when you buy your JG blowback AK-74 style guns, this whole flash hider is orange and they're usually plastic, sometimes metal just painted orange, but as you see, the bulk of this flash hider is metal, and then you just got the orange cap in the front. I still think that looks kind of cheesy, but hey, we got to keep at least our 1/4 inch of orange blazing tip on our airsoft guns, so that's good to have. And then up here in the front we have our flash hider. Unfortunately for this model though, it is welded on or glued on, so if you had your Russian style silencers or suppressors or extenders you would want to put on this gun for the 24mm threading, you wouldn't be able to do that. So unfortunately you can't put any type of flash hider on this out of the box, but hey, keep it the standard style until you find a way to do so, in a safe way of course. Okay guys, so in conclusion, the CM035AK is a really nice gun. It's got all the metal it needs, it has the real wood in the front, and if I was going to be completely honest with you here, this is probably my favorite AK airsoft gun out of the box for under $250. Only guns that beat this gun externally and probably internally would have to be your VFCs, and then as far as externals are concerned, the real swords. The real swords were really nice externally, I got to admit. But overall, a really nice feeling gun. If you're looking for a 74U in the airsoft market, don't look any further. The CM035 definitely does the job. If you're someone that doesn't like to use slings, you can definitely tape down that rear sling point and not have to worry about that. Besides that, this gun is very user friendly. Coming in the box with a Bakelite style 600 round mag, It comes with the 8.4 stick, and as you'll see in my chrono and rate of fire test, you're going to get about 380 FPS and about 11 rounds per second out of this gun out of the box. So if you're looking for the realism, you get that realistic rate of fire that you would see from an AK, and then on top of that you get the wood and you get the metal in a very, very sturdy, very non-wobbling gun. Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you want to see the in-depth accuracy test on this gun, as I have already mentioned, it was made before this video. So go check that video out for shooting of this gun. Overall, really nice gun. I really can't say any bad things about this. It has its imperfections and its seams here and there, but for $150, you're definitely getting a good buy. And from a lot of people that play at my field, they pick this over their standard AKs because you'll still get the same range with that same FPS. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed my review on the CM035. These are available on airsoftstation.com for roughly $150. And until next time, this has been a What You Looking At production, and I'm out.